Hello, my name is Pastor Matt, and I just want to share a short devotional with you this morning. It's called Are You Planted Near the Stream? We know we're very familiar with the Psalm book 1 says, how blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked. And it goes on to say, but his delight is in the law of the Lord, and on his law he meditates day and night. And he will be like a tree firmly planted by streams of water, which yields its fruit in its season, and its leaf does not wither. He will be like a plant firmly planted by streams of water. You know, I bought a little pepper plant a few months back, and I got it at Home Depot, and it looked beautiful, and it was red, and I replanted it into a pot that I had, and I began to water it, about every other day. It's been hot this summer, but I began to notice that it was kind of crusty. The soil was kind of crusty on the top, and kind of the overall pot or the soil had kind of shrunk a little bit. But so when I would water it, the water would kind of flow over the top, but it would flow down the sides. And there was the pot that it was in had a little reservoir at the bottom. So if you filled it up, it would, but it would eventually go down there and it would fill that reservoir up. And I would think, oh, that would be okay. And I would, go on, and a few days later, I'd repeat the process. And that it didn't take long, but not even a month later, that plant was drying up. It was dying. It was not healthy at all. And it hadn't been because I wasn't watering it. And one Sunday morning, a few weeks back, I was driving to church, and I just happened to turn the radio on, and there's the Natural Gardener or something, some AM station. I was just, happened to accidentally stumble across it, and he began to talk about you have to be careful about that very same thing, where you have a plant that's in a pot, and due to environmental conditions, however, the soil, the things like that it'll get hardened over the top, and he basically described what this pepper plant had been going through and how I had, very conveniently killed it, basically. And he said, he told me the solution. He said, here's what you do. You need to take that plant. You need to take it in its pot. Don't remove it from the pot. Take the pot. He said, you need to fill your tub of water to put up into that. It would go to the top, of that pot. And then you just set the plant in the pot in the tub of water to where it is completely submerged, not the whole plant, but just up to the pot. And let it sit there. Let it soak for he said, you can let it soak for an hour. And he said that will allow that plant, the water will soak, and it'll soak, and it'll soak, and it will permeate, and it will be watered correctly. And so as I was thinking about that, immediately the Holy Spirit dropped in my heart Psalm chapter 1 here, where it speaks of planted by streams of water and having that source of water. But I also know that we have seasons in our life to where we go to church and we have the experience, and we have but yet, life is tough. Life has its challenges, and we can come in kind of hardened on the outside of our heart and outside of our soul and our life. And we come into church, maybe on a Sunday, or we come in and we get our praise on and we worship God. And at times we sense, but it's never real deep. We notice there are others that really seem to enter in. They seem to really be pouring out and really seem to be touched. And yes, we feel it, but it's kind of superficial. It doesn't go that deep. And it's like our soul is like that pepper plant, where we feel the water, but it kind of the presence and the glory and the things of God just kind of rumble across the top, and we never get that deep soak. And although we've gone to church and we still just feel dry on the inside. And how do we come again? Like, how do we soak like this pepper plant? How do we put ourselves in a place, in a position to where we can just soak in the presence of God and allow and give him time to truly begin to permeate our lives? And for me, it's not a secret. It's not. What you got to do is that comes not in the group setting, but that comes in your alone time with God. You have to cultivate and you have to practice the presence of God every day of the week. You have to take time, whether you feel like it or not, whether your soul wants to or not, whether your mind says, I've got too much going on or not. You must practice the habit of taking yourself, removing yourself from distractions, and soaking in the presence of God, singing worship and praise songs to Him, listening to your worship music, and as you just reflect and soaking, inviting the presence of God into your heart, into your life, and to renew you, and taking that time, even if it's just 5 minutes a day. 5 minutes a day is better than 3 hours once every 3 months. That consistency is vital. And when you begin to practice the presence of God on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, and you make that habit, you begin to, it's a soaking. And then when Sunday comes around, you've already done a lot of soaking. And so you're already ready. The crust, the hardened, the distractions, the limitations, the barriers that seem to clump on our lives when we roll in on a Sunday morning. They're fewer, they're further away, they're not as much. And so it will allow you to enter in and get a deep soaking in the presence of God. God is looking for those that are ready to enter in. Are you ready to enter in? Are you ready? If you're feeling the crusty, if you're feeling the superficial presence of God, but nothing really all that deep, you need to spend time in His presence. Just you and Him and nobody else. That is your call. That is your solution. God bless you.